Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Kellen here again with Droid Life. So, giant red box in front of you, that logo, you know what that means, right? It means a new phone. And yes, indeed, the OnePlus 7T is now official for the US. So, we've got one in this special giant box, and we want to show it to you. So, let's talk a little bit about it. Let's go into the box. This is an unboxing of the OnePlus 7T. All right, so a little bit of work here. This box is massive. This might be the heaviest box that OnePlus has sent us to date. For those not familiar, OnePlus sends special media boxes out to media members like myself to do these unboxing experiences, to get the whole experience with cases and other accessories and things like that. But either way, this is the heaviest one to date. So to open it, we just believe these just kind of fold out. Oh, there we go. Kind of like falcon wings a little bit. Open up. There we go. Oh, OnePlus Never Settle logo there on top. Open these up. See that? Kind of falcon wingy. Very cool. OnePlus logo there. I'm assuming this is media guide stuff. It definitely is. And a cleaning cloth, which is always nice because that probably means there's glossy things inbound. All right. So in the box we have, this must be the phone. Let's see what's over here. Under this tab, there is a Never Settle. Looks like a notebook of some sort. Never Settle notebook. You can see the logo there. And some cases. Case. So they're going to have special cases for the OnePlus 7. You can already see the 7T, that cutout that we were expecting. So let's throw those back in, though. What we really care about is this guy right here, which is most definitely going to be the phone. OnePlus 7T right there, and then there's some bullets wireless too. So let me move this out of the way so we can get into this guy. All right, box out of the way. Here is the phone you see up here. This is the OnePlus 7T. It's the culmination of all our design and engineering efforts, crafted for those who, like us, always strive for the very best. Nice little message there. OnePlus logo over here on this side. Again, that OnePlus 7T logo there. On the back, sometimes there's some specs, not really seeing any. Okay, so again, I'll put pricing up there or somewhere, but what you need to know in terms of specs are, well, OnePlus 7T is coming to the US, and it's coming, I'm just going to assume, because we didn't get a OnePlus 7 in the US. What we got was a 7 Pro, which was an awesome phone, but that's what we got. So overseas, OnePlus 7 showed up, but here they just kept selling the 6T and then also the 7 Pro. So now we have a 7T in the US. Lots of spec upgrades over that 6T as well. So we're talking, well, let's just see what's in this box first. So this is definitely just guides. There's no cases or anything in there as far as I can tell. Here is the phone. Set that down. Got to be more stuff in here, right? Also get a case in the box. So I showed you those cases that came with my review unit box, but you do get a clear TPU silicone case in here as well. There is your SIM ejection tool, USB-A to USB-C cable, and a warp charger. And if you are a OnePlus fan, you've owned previous OnePlus phones, you'll notice this brick is getting bigger and bigger by the phone, and that's because they keep improving the charging. So warp charge 30T instead of just warp charge 30, which we had in the previous gen. It's supposed to be faster and all that stuff. So big old brick there. All right, sliding that stuff out of the way, let's talk about this phone. So let's take this stuff off, and stickers as always is the case. Okay, so first time holding it, this is the OnePlus 7T. The blue color will look sort of familiar, I'd imagine, to some of you, especially if you have a OnePlus 7 Pro. So this is glacier blue. There will also be a frosted silver, but this is definitely blue, right? That's not silver, that's blue. Okay, glacier blue. There's also frosted silver. So let's turn it on and talk a little bit about specs. So 6.55 inch full HD fluid AMOLED display. Look at that new Android logo. You like it? 6.55 inch full HD fluid AMOLED display on this bad boy. HDR plus capable 20:9 aspect ratio. But the big deal here is 90 hertz. So on the OnePlus 7 Pro, we had a 90 hertz quad HD display, so that extra smooth scroll and all that thing. That's kind of the new rage, right? Is a 90 hertz refresh rate. So now we've got it on this version as well. So 90 hertz display, 1080p, but 90 hertz. So still large, 6.5-inch display. In hand right now, I can tell you it doesn't feel small. I don't know that it feels quite tablet-esque, like maybe the Note 10, but I could be wrong there. This is like a first impression thing. So 1000 nits brightness capable. There's also some sort of new internal luminescent material that can block up to 40% of blue light. So if you want to take that eye strain off, we can do that. As far as other specs go, you have Snapdragon 855 Plus. So Snapdragon 855 Plus, not a massive upgrade over the 855. Basically what Qualcomm's done is boosted CPU speeds to give you a little bit more performance. And then in terms of GPU, they actually upped it by 15%. So playing games and stuff like that should be a little bit smoother on here. 8 gig RAM in the 7T. There are storage configurations of 128 gig or 256 gig. That is UFS 3.0 storage. 3800 milliamp hour battery embedded in here. And as I mentioned earlier, has the new 30T warp charge, which is 18% faster than warp charge 30. You can apparently charge your battery up to 70% in like 30 minutes, which is quite fast. Bluetooth 5.0, dual stereo speakers, USB-C with USB 3.1 down here at the bottom, in-display fingerprint reader, and a new haptic vibration motor. So as we're buzzing around the phone, it should just feel generally nicer in hand. On the back, triple camera setup. So we've seen this sort of puck design really pop up in smartphone designs, I feel like, in the last year or so. So what we've got here is a 12 megapixel telephoto lens, that's f2.2, a 48 megapixel regular shooter at f1.6, and then a 16 megapixel ultra wide shooter with a 117 degree field of view. They also included a new macro mode, which could be kind of fun. And macro, like get this close within 2.5 inches there, say, or 2.5 centimeters, I should say, from something and take high quality shots. There aren't many smartphone cameras that can get this close to something and take a macro shot. So that will be fun to play with. It does run Android 10 and Oxygen OS 10 as well. So good stuff. Let me jump past all this and show you some of the software. And just like that, we are through the setup process. So Oxygen OS 10, Android 10. So Android Q, Android 10, already up and running on here. Before we dive into that, I did just want to show you fingerprint reader. I'm not a huge fan of these in-display fingerprint readers, but we'll give this one some run. If you don't want to use that, there is Face Unlock too, and OnePlus has always had one of the better Face Unlocks in terms of just speed. You'll notice up there, notch pointing down. So OnePlus 7 Pro had the pop-up camera with no notch. We do still have a notch here on the OnePlus 7T. It's just a little baby teardrop, and then you have speaker up here, speaker down here. So that's kind of how that setup works. So a little bit different, but still fully spec'd out. In terms of software, it's Oxygen OS. Let's dive into, well, I can show you, still got the shelf here, app drawer here. It's very minimal launcher experience. If we go up top, it's going to look pretty similar to sort of a stock Android experience, but that's how OnePlus has always done it, which is something we appreciate. If we dive into settings, I will just go into About Phone just to show you. So there's that Snapdragon 855 Plus, 8 gig RAM, 128 gig storage. There's the triple camera setup, the 90 hertz fluid AMOLED display. You can see all of that fun stuff, but you can see Android version 10 right there in Oxygen OS 10. Kind of cool to have a phone launching and already launching with it. So nice job there. You'll notice I have the gestures on. So with this phone, you get Android 10 gestures. There are 2 gesture setups. So if you don't like full gestures, you can also do the back home recents old standard bar. The OnePlus special gesture system where you could swipe up on to go back from either side, that appears to be gone. And now it's just Google's. So Google's version, just swipe up and hold. If you want to go back, you swipe in from either side. So if you were a big fan of OnePlus's version, I'm sorry, but that's now gone. There's an alert slider setting there. I forgot to show you this alert slider. OnePlus has put these in, I think, almost every single one of their phones. So slide into the middles, vibrate, up to the top is silent. all the way down is your ringer. Similar to what Apple's done, but OnePlus has been doing it for a while. Power switch over here on this right side, just under it. Volume rocker on the left side over here. Just wanted to show you a couple other things though in we'll display. So screen refresh rate. Right there, you can see the 90 hertz or 60 hertz. I'm going to leave it on 90 since that's one of the big selling points, and it's that ultra smooth experience. It could affect battery life, but for the most part, you got to be leaving that on. Well, actually, I'll go back in there. You'll see lots of stuff, and we'll do full software tour and tips and tricks and all of that stuff. But you got night modes and reading modes and video enhancers, and there's ambient display still. No always on display just yet, even though it's an AMOLED display, and everyone else in the industry appears to be doing always on. OnePlus, for whatever reason, can't figure it out. So still no always on display. Let's go back though. There is one cool thing in here, this customization setting. Now, we're fully expecting Google to announce a Pixel themes experience when they announce the Pixel 4, and OnePlus is sort of giving us a look at how that might look today. So you've got wallpapers and clock styles up here that you'll be able to change. So in here, some clock styles you can adjust. Fingerprint animation, you can adjust that there as well. But when we get down here, you can adjust your accent color. You can change the tone, which just kind of goes into some of the themes that OnePlus has had for a long time. And then you can change the icon shape. So you can change icon shapes. You can choose icon packs from here as well. So it's kind of that Pixel themes experience we're expecting fairly soon. And OnePlus has kind of built in their own version. So the rest of the software stuff, again, we'll dive into. This is just supposed to be a quick look. One thing, we'll dive into the camera. You can see those Android 10 permissions already popping up. So we've got ultra wide, standard, telephoto. See the zoom experience there. There's my hand. We'll back it up, and we'll back it up even further. So super flexible camera. There's portrait mode, and there's a nightscape mode for taking photos of nightscapes. I think that's pretty much it. Swipe up and hold to get into your app switcher. Tap on something, swipe back to go back. You can swipe from either side to go back, swipe up to go home. You guys get it. This has been just not a short look, but a look at the OnePlus 7T. We've got one in-house. We will full review this bad boy just like we did the 7 Pro. Oh, speaking of that, before I really cut out here it is next to the 7 Pro. So this is the 7 Pro in almond. So very similar in size, actually. The differences between these two phones are quite interesting. The camera setup is obviously very different. I mean, similar 3 cameras, just a different look in terms of design. And then on the front, obviously, you have the pop-up selfie, whereas this one has the little notch. So that's different. You've kind of got a curved display here on the 7 Pro, whereas this is a flat display on the 7T. So I actually much prefer this. But in terms of just general size, they are quite similar size. Display slightly smaller, but not much. Both 90 hertz, 1080p here, quad HD over here. So there you have it. OnePlus 7T. If you guys have comments, questions, let us know. We are Droid Life. Peace.